Hello, it's Average Bro, and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. And this is my last time I'm gonna say that for the main story, because today, as you can see in the title, we are taking on the world famous suicide mission. Probably one of the most famous final video game levels of all time. And for good reason too, because it's a really well crafted mission that really no other video game has been able to replicate since. Not that it's not that I think every video game should have a ending just like the suicide mission, but in terms of like a choice based game where your choices matter in terms of the gameplay, the suicide mission is the perfect example of that. Especially when only considering the Mass Effect trilogy. I feel like no other mission truly embodies the theme of choice that Mass Effect prides itself on. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in here. I'm calling this the perfect suicide mission because I have beaten this game several times, as you all know, and over my playthroughs, I've kind of come up with what I feel is the perfect choices. There's several different choices and several different variations, which is why it's such a good mission. There's not one set of choices that lets you beat the suicide mission while with saving everybody. But I'm calling it perfect for me personally because I'm basing my choices not only off of who will do the job right and get everyone alive, but also who I feel makes the most sense to send them in that moment. So if you're unfamiliar, the suicide mission, on top of the probably the most challenging gameplay sequence of the entire game, you also are tasked with choosing which squad mates to assign to specific tasks in order to get everyone through safely, to navigate through the collector base safely and make it out alive while destroying the collectors. And each of those decisions have maybe two or maybe three choices that will work and do it successfully. And it's all up to you to use your game knowledge and what you've learned about your squad mates by hopefully interacting with them enough to form that informed decision that'll help you get the mission done. And obviously beforehand, it's important to do all of the loyalty missions. If any of your squad mates are going in non-loyal to the suicide mission, they are at a great risk of not only getting themselves killed, but also getting their teammates killed as well. Because there's a not only do squad mates die if you pick the wrong ones to assign to the tasks, but also at the end, whoever is left gets put into a math equation. Each squad mate is assigned a specific point value, and it takes the average point value of your remaining squad members. And if it's not below, or if it's not above a certain threshold, a certain point threshold, then it'll start chopping people off depending on how far away from that threshold you are. So it sounds really complicated, but all of that is behind the scenes stuff that you really aren't supposed to know per se. Really, all you have going in is just your wits, and again, hopefully the knowledge you've built up and the relationships you've built with each of your squad mates throughout your playthrough of Mass Effect 2. But that's about all I wanted to go over. So we're gonna hop into it, guys. We do not have a romance, so we will not be getting a romance scene here. Again, in Mass Effect 2, I typically don't romance anybody. I tend to fire up a possible romance with Liara just because she's my favorite, and that's what we did in this playthrough over the course of the Shadow Broker DLC. But she, of course, is not on our Mass Effect 2 squad. She's busy with Shadow Broker stuff. But I'm sure she's praying to her goddess for our safety and our crew's safety, especially her Mass Effect 1 friends, Tali, Garrus, and Joker. So, alright, let's hop into it, guys. Gotta still fly over to the Omega 4 relay. And, oh, actually. Okay, once I travel to the proper proper system, I want to go over one last thing, just super quick. I want to kind of get it like a actual representation. See, look at this. No missions at all. Literally the only missions in all of Mass Effect 2 we have not done yet. That includes recruitment missions, story missions, loyalty missions, DLC missions, planet missions, and N7 missions. Out of all those categories, the entire list of Mass Effect 2 missions, the only ones we haven't done are super optional ones that you can buy on Ilium in the Barria Frontier store, and there's only like 4 or 5 of them, and they're super non-consequential because I have yet to watch somebody who did those on YouTube in their blind playthrough. Most people in their blind playthrough do not even get to them. Like, that's how rare they are. And I could have done them, but we really didn't need the XP and resources because, like I mentioned, I'm gonna exit here real quick once this. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, we did not need to do those super optional missions because if you look at our Shepherd, again, this is not just a culmination of our Mass Effect 2 work. This is our Mass Effect 2 work built on top of the foundation we gave us in our Mass Effect 1 playthrough. Again, you can check that out on my YouTube channel as well. Had lots of fun there. But we have a full bar of Paragon, and not only is it a full bar, like, we didn't just scrape by the full bar. We had a full bar of Paragon many sessions ago. Not just levels ago, entire sessions ago. Like, if our actual Paragon value was physically represented in the overlay, it would probably be reaching over the top of our head. Like, that's how much Paragon we have. So, like, we almost started the beginning of Mass Effect 2 with a full bar of Paragon just because of how well we did in Mass Effect 1. But again, that just comes from several playthroughs of Mass Effect 2 or just the trilogy in general, and knowing what to do. Because again, I'm not trying to brag, because you know me, I have not shied away from admitting that my very first playthrough of the trilogy was probably the worst playthrough I've ever seen. Yeah, I did not do well at all. Barely did any side missions in Mass Effect 1. Had Tali and Mordin die in Mass Effect 2. Miranda died in Mass Effect. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad, guys. But anyway, we could not be further from that. We are so prepared to get the perfect suicide mission, and I am honestly not concerned at all, if I'm being quite honest. Obviously, I may die a couple times because it's just that challenging of a mission, and we are playing on veteran difficulty, which is, it's not the highest or the second highest, it's the third highest. Like, I think normal difficulty is right in the middle, and then you have 3 either way, I think. And normal is, or veteran is like right towards the challenging side, one above normal difficulty on the challenging side. Actually, no, I think there's only 6. I think it goes casual, normal, veteran, hardcore, and then insanity, I think. Yeah. So I think you have no excuse to play, because Mass Effect 2 combat is honestly not too challenging, and that's coming from someone who's really not that good at shooters, especially on console. So really, if you've played through Mass Effect before, there's really no excuse to play anything below normal. I think veteran is the perfect level of difficulty. But again, a lot of people, they play through on casual even if they've beaten the game several times, just because they want to experience the story and they don't really want to bother with the gameplay. And I respect that too, because I have done that before. But if you're looking for like a good experience of the game, sometimes normal can be a little bit too easy until, you know, certain levels. But veteran offers a nice consistent challenge over the course of the levels. But anyway, enough talk. I'm just stalling at this point. This is the first system we ever went to when we had control of the Normandy SR2 for the very first time, near the beginning of our playthrough. And we, of course, have visited Omega to do our first recruitment missions many moons ago. And now we are back here again, but we are not going to Omega. We are going to the Omega 4 relay, something that's been here the entire time, but we have not been able to, nor ready to use until this very moment. I know I'm being a little theatrical here, but I don't know. I really revere this mission. It's one of my favorite missions in any video game I've ever played, and the fact that I know what to do and how to do it well, I can really just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the masterpiece that is the suicide mission. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Omega 4 Relay. The Omega 4 Relay is surrounded by hazard beacons and automated warnings. Over the last 1,000 years, many ships have attempted to pass through it, but none have returned. The only ones to pass freely back and forth through the relay are the mysterious collectors. There are many theories why ships never return from Omega 4. Some say there is a black hole at the far end. Pretty close. Others, mostly the impoverished underclass of Omega, believe there is some form of earthly paradise. Most, however, simply think that the collectors capture or destroy those passing through the relay. If you've ever seen like on YouTube like urban legends, you know what I mean? I feel like if those existed in the Mass Effect universe, like the mysterious Omega 4 relay would be definitely at the top of some of those videos, you know, because same with the Keepers as well. In Mass Effect 1, the big mystery was like, or the big urban legend mystery was, what's the deal with the Keepers? And, you know, they've been around since the Asari have been here and they just don't do anything. Like, is there anything more to them, or are they really just benign caretakers of the Citadel? But it turns out, obviously, they were agents of the Reapers. And then with this, it's just like this giant relay in the middle of a popular system in the Terminus systems is just unused, and only mythical beings known as collectors, which most people have never even seen or heard of, are the only ones known to go through it. Like, that's a pretty big mystery. But we are about to take on that mystery because we are at the forefront of the fight against the Reapers, as we always are, as Shepard always is. And we have assembled, quite literally, the most powerful fighting force that this galaxy has ever seen. And that's not me trying to talk up my squad. If you really think about it, I genuinely do not think any fighting force throughout the galaxy can match us man for man. You know, obviously an army of like 10,000 Turians or something could wipe us out. But I'm talking like, you know, small elite team, like, you know, even giant mercenary groups, you know, throughout the galaxy. They can't compare to the Normandy crew. And we are the only ones in galactic history, in the galaxy, that can take on this mission and even hope to come out the other end successful. But we are about to do it, guys, so let's do this.
Please confirm destination, Shepard. The Reaper IFF is online, but there is a chance that the Normandy may not survive the Omega 4 relay. Once we are en route, we are committed.
The collectors took my people. Time to go get them back.
You got it, Commander. Plotting a course for the Omega 4 relay. ETA about 2 hours. I'll let you know when we arrive.
This is when you would get your romance scene, like literally right here. We do not have a romance, so we're going right into it, guys. Fun little side note. I guess not really fun, but if you, after your crew gets kidnapped, if you do any missions,
The trip should take a few hours.
in between the collectors getting kidnapped and going to the suicide mission, people will die. Like, I think my brother, when he first played through this game, he took this moment to do any side missions he had left, and he ended up losing Chakwas, Ken and Gabby, and Kelly. You know what I mean? So, like, literally, like, before you even start the suicide mission, your choices already matter in determining who lives and dies. So, but we've, of course, started right away after the crew got kidnapped. But yes, Miranda, we are ready.
Got the right team and the collector's own technology. We can do this.
I hope you're right, Commander. We'll know soon enough. I'll inform you of any changes. Otherwise, we'll be there in a few hours. Good luck, Shepard. See you on the
Also,
other
if you
side.
saw the other end of my previous playthrough, you'll know that I changed the look of every single squad mate, including myself, to an outfit that they have not yet used in our playthrough. Because I kind of do that as, you know, kind of like a good luck charm, as to kind of represent that our team, we are all loyal,
Shepard,
we are unified,
I
and
wish
we
I
are
had
ready
more
to take on this
information.
mission.
I don't like you heading through that relay blind.
You'll notice my outfit
don't
is a
have
little
much
bit different
choice.
as well, color-wise. We're rocking the Cerberus colors instead of our iconic gray, white, and red. We are rocking our black, white, and kind of yellow-orange of Cerberus.
I'm not going alone. I've got some of the best working with me. If we stick together, we'll make it.
I knew we brought you back for a reason. I've never seen a better leader. Despite the danger, it's a great opportunity. The first human to take a ship through and survive.
Haven't survived yet.
I'm going to destroy the Collectors, to stop their attacks on humanity.
Understood. It's still impressive. I just wanted you to know I appreciate the risk you're taking. Regardless of your opinion of Cerberus, of me, you are a valuable asset to all of humanity. Be careful, Shepard.
You know, no matter how many times I do it, I still get kind of nervous, you know. And that's just a testament to how good this level is, guys. It's so awesome.
Approaching Omega 4 relay. Everyone stand by.
Let's make it happen.
Reaper IFF activated. Signal acknowledged.
Commander, drive core just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Drive core electrical charge at critical levels.
Rerouting.
Brace for deceleration.
Let's do this, guys. Let's do it.
Oh shit!
This is when your Normandy upgrades come into play that you got from, hopefully got from Jacob, Jacob, Garrus, and Tally. That would be the shielding, armor plating, and the Thanix cannon. So we've made it through the relay. As you can see, like literally millennia old debris coming through here. Well, I guess wouldn't be millennia because this base has only existed since the previous cycle,
These
so
must be all the pieces
centuries,
that can make it through the Omega
centuries.
4 relay. Some look ancient.
Yeah,
I
probably
have
thousands
detected
and
an
thousands
energy
of years
signature near
old,
the edge of
actually.
The accretion disk.
Yeah, it's safe to say all these ships are from our current cycle, so over the past 49,000 years or
Has to be a
so,
collector base.
just ships
Take
have
us
been
in for a
coming
closer
through here
look.
and just
Nice
being
and easy.
wrecked. Got Oculus after us now.
Careful, Jeff. We have company.
Taking evasive maneuvers. Yeah, they're just pissing me off. Edie, take these bastards out.
As long as the new plating holds.
Thank you, Jacob, for the armor plating upgrade.
Come on, girl, let's give it to him.
All that planet scanning, right? See, those cutscenes, if you didn't get those little clips of the teammates, some of them would be like getting destroyed. I'm honestly not quite sure who dies for which ones, but I know Thane, Jack, and Kasumi are some of the squad mates that can potentially die during this section.
Alert. Hull breach on engineering deck.
It's in the cargo hold.
I'll take a team and deal with the intruder. You get the rest of them off our tail.
So here is our, technically, our first choices we can make during the suicide mission. Who do we take to fight the Oculus that has infiltrated the Normandy through the cargo hold? And throughout this mission, you will see that I try to include everybody throughout this. A lot of people on their first ever blind playthrough, they typically want to stick with who they're familiar with, who they trust, and who they think will do it, right? It was only, for me, it was only until, you know, my second or third playthrough where I really started branching out and tried to take whoever, you know, I felt fit. So I am going to include everybody in one way or another throughout this mission because they all deserve to play a part and we need everybody's help, you know? So, with that said, for the cargo hold section against the Oculus, it only makes sense to take Grunt and Zaid, our resident cargo hold squad mates. They were in the port cargo and starboard cargo respectively, and they'd obviously be the first to respond there. Obviously, Tally and Jack are down there as well, but we will be using them at a later moment. So let's enlist Grunt and Zaid, and this Oculus, quite frankly, does not stand a chance against these beasts. So let's go ahead and upgrade. Yeah, concussive shot, and then we are fully upgraded, as you can see. And I'm gonna hang on to the cane because we will be saving that for later. And looks like these two are good to go. Okay, so we got the Oculus Fight. I typically stick with the Locust, and then our squad mates are on there. Good ones. Really, the Disruptor ammo I feel like is the one that's best against it, but only Zaid has it. Let's go ahead and take this guy on. Honestly, I think I could use the arc projector at this point because we will be able to switch out the our heavy weapon ammo, like our weapon loadout. But I'm just gonna leave it on. I don't think it'll be too necessary. It's gonna be tough though, not being able to use a heavy weapon, but I'll just think of it as like an added challenge. Really the best strat for me is just to stay here because you have the most cover you can navigate around. It really doesn't make sense to go out there. Like, a lot of the cover is breakable, as you can see. And as you can see, we're already doing really well against it here. It doesn't do any special attacks, really, and as long as you're behind cover, it's not going to hit you. So we'll be back. We are not done yet with the Oculus, but we have another test of our Normandy's capability.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we upgraded.
Yep, thank you, Garrus. No, Tally. I've been mixing those up. Thank you, Tally, for the kinetic barrier upgrade.
Come on, find some room.
See here, like, debris would be like coming through, and one of your squad mates could get like impaled by a metal beam.
Steady at 30%. No significant damage.
Take the helm, Edie, and keep it slow. See if we can avoid any more attention.
I have detected an enemy heading for the cargo hold.
That thing again. This one's up to Shepard.
Let's do it. No, we're at the opposite end. This one's back at full health.
We need some heavy weapons to take this thing down.
Nah, son. Not me. Got our barrier. Find cover. See, our teammates pretty much have free reign on it. Oh, Jesus! Like I said, you can just navigate around here. I just hugged the cover the whole time. Can't use antibiotics against it. They really want me to use my cane, but gonna pop this preemptively. Alright, we got it. Well done, boys.
Son of a bitch better stay dead this time.
Better get back up here, Commander.
We're about to clear the debris field.
Alright, here we go. We made it.
There it is. The collector base. See if you can find a place to land without drawing attention.
Too late. Looks like they're sending out an old friend to greet us.
This son of a gun. You destroyed the SR-1. You attack Horizon. pretty cool design of a ship, I'd say. Unique, at least. Maybe not cool, but unique for sure. Joker does not get enough credit, I will say.
Fire the main gun.
Here's a Thanix cannon. All those calibrations Garrus did. Absolutely destroyed.
Everybody hold on, gonna be a wild ride. Give him hell, girl.
Not a chance.
Look out!
Mass effect field generators are offline.
So we should be landing on the base
Generators
now.
unresponsive. All hands for impact.
Someone can die here as well, I think. Oh, whoa.
Joker, you okay?
I think I broke a rib. Or all of them.
Multiple core systems overloaded during the crash. Restoring operation will take time.
We all knew this was likely a one-way trip.
Our primary objective is to destroy the station and stop the collectors at any cost.
Well, then we're off to a good start. What's next?
How long until the collectors find this landing zone?
I do not detect an internal security network. It is possible the collectors did not expect anyone to reach the base.
Their arrogance will be their downfall.
If sensors were hit like we were, they might not know we're alive.
Alright guys, we are here. Look at all those bogeys. But our crew is ready. We are so ready, guys. This is where the true suicide mission begins.
This isn't how we planned this mission, but this is where we're at. We can't worry about whether the Normandy can get us home. We came to stop the collectors, and that means coming up with a plan to take out this station. Edie, bring up your scans.
You should be able to overload their critical systems if you get to the main control center here.
That means going through the heart of the station, right past this massive energy signature.
That's the central chamber. If our crew or any of the colonists are still alive, the collectors are probably holding them in there.
Looks like there are two main routes. Might be a good idea to split up to keep the collectors off balance, then regroup in the central chamber.
No good. Both routes are blocked. See these doors? The only way past is to get someone to open them from the other side.
It's not a fortress. There's got to be something. Here, maybe we can send someone in through this ventilation shaft.
Practically a suicide mission. I volunteer.
I appreciate the
Jacob.
but you couldn't shut down the security systems in time. We need to send a tech expert.
It's your call, Commander.
His heart's in the right place, but sometimes he does not use that noggin of his. Alright, so this is the tech specialist choice. Again, I could look up a guide and say who specifically can do this successfully, but I only know of a few choices. Each one comes with a bit of a description, kind of that might help inform your decision, you know? I believe, though, the only three choices that will work are Kasumi, Tali, and Legion. Kasumi, she is a master thief and unmatched infiltration specialist. She lives in ventilation shafts in some places, you know. Rather than face down hostile forces directly, she prefers to expertly bypass the defenses of her next mark without firing a single shot. Tali, revered as a mechanical genius, even among the advanced engineers of the Quarians. She is most effective when faced with technical problems that can be solved with the application of intelligence rather than brute force. Tali is probably the most technical specialist of engineering of any organic in the galaxy, or at least that top echelon of engineers in the galaxy. You know, she's a top tier specialist even among Quarians, right? Certainly organic-wise on our Normandy crew, which is of course why she can do it as well. But I always pick Legion, and that is because he's an utterly fearless and proficient fighter in combat. He possesses, it says it, that's disrespectful. He possesses the collective memory of the entire Geth and has the unmatched technical expertise of a sentient machine that can be used with calculated proficiency. If you really think about it, Legion makes the most sense here. Most people's hearts would lead them to Tally, as well as mine, but their heads should lead them to Legion, and that is because, one, he's a synthetic, so he's a bit more durable, and they're going through a heated ventilation shaft, whoever you pick. Tally, on the other hand, is a super fragile organic, you know? Fragile even by organic standards, because she's a Quarian, and they have the environmental suits. Legion being a synthetic and a Geth can, you know, handle that type of hazardous situation. And on top of that, how many times did we learn through conversing with him that by the time an organic being decides what they want for dinner, they can calculate it in light speed, just several high-level equations and things like that. You know, they think just like, so they operate at a high level that organics can't quite match. So I'm going with Legion. And if you chose Jacob, Garrus, Thane, or Morden here, they would, I'm pretty sure they would all die at the end of this. They would all die. So let's go ahead and go with Legion.
Legion, you can hack through anything. I'm sending you into the shaft.
On top of that, we haven't had much time with Legion, and I want to keep him, get him as involved in Mass Effect 2 during his time here while we can, you know.
Away from what you're doing.
Whereas Tally, you do see her, and she's super involved in Mass Effect 3.
Not so fast, cheerleader. Nobody wants to take orders from you.
This isn't a popularity contest. Lives are at stake. Shepard, you need someone who can command loyalty through experience.
Similar to the other choice, I believe there are 3 choices here that will work. Again, this one I'm not as certain about the tech one of who you can pick. But I know for sure that the people you can pick that will do this part successfully, and this is leading the second fire team. You know, we're splitting up into 2 teams. We, of course, are leading one, and whoever we pick here is leading the other. And then whoever we picked for the ventilation shaft will be doing that, and we picked Legion. So for the second fire team leader, you can pick, I believe, I think Zaid can get this done. Ex-Alliance military and one of the galaxy's most famous bounty hunters, a veteran of decades of waging war for profit. He is determined, skilled, and deadly on the battlefield. I'm pretty sure he can lead. He was the leader of the Blue Suns for a long time, founder of the Blue Suns. So he has that expertise, not only as a leader, but just in battle in general. He is probably one of the most capable human combatants in the galaxy. Could probably give Shepard a run for her money. That's how good Zaid is. I think he can do this job. On top of that, you of course can pick Garrus, veteran officer of CSEC who quit to lead his own elite military group within the Terminus systems as Archangel to combat crime at its source. He has gathered a wealth of experience in underworld investigation, sabotage, and guerrilla-style assaults on criminal holdings. Through your conversations with him in Mass Effect 2, you learn that he was the leader of his own elite squad that basically had Omega, one of the, most dangerous, crime-ridden stations in the entire galaxy. He and his team had that station on its knees, and that was in large part due to Garrus's leadership abilities. So he will obviously also get the job done. The last choice that can do this successfully that I know of is Miranda. She is genetically manufactured to be superior in every way, at least by human standards. She can move effortlessly from formidable biotic and superior soldier to brilliant tactician and vigilant guardian. There's a reason why she is the elusive man's right-hand woman, as well as our Commander Shepard's second in command on the Normandy SR2. I have always treated her throughout this playthrough as our second command, taking her on every single main story mission, but kind of giving the side mission duties to other lower ranking members of our squad, you know, because she runs this operation. It's thanks to her that we are alive. And again, she's always been on our second in command, so it makes sense that I am going to pick Miranda as our first fire team leader in the suicide mission.
Miranda's right. She should be in charge.
I won't let you down, Shepard.
I know you won't, Miranda. Here we go, guys. So that concludes our first set of decisions.
I don't know what we're gonna find in there, but I won't lie to you. It's not gonna be easy. We've lost good people. We may lose more. We don't know how many the collectors have stolen. Thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's not important. What matters is this. Not one more. That's what we can do here today. It ends with us. They want to know what we're made of? I say we show them on our terms. Let's bring our people home.
Man, I love Jennifer Hale's performance as FemShep. Man, her speeches just hit different, dude. I got chills on that when she said "not one more," and that's right, not one more. So, now we pick. Here, it doesn't matter. You can take whoever you want. I'm not sure if loyalty plays a part. It's been a while since I actually looked at the guide for this. I'm not sure if loyalty plays a part in who you pick to take along with you. If I was a betting man, I'd say yes, but I typically never... I don't think I've ever gone into this without everyone loyal. So, again, as long as they're loyal, it doesn't matter who you pick here. This is just who's fighting alongside you through, you know, your basic Mass Effect gameplay. But since this is the tech section of the suicide mission, I tend to pick tech specialized squad mates. So for this, I'm going to take the other two choices that could have replaced Legion. I'm going to pick Kasumi and Tali. Alright, Kasumi can't max out Overload, so I'm just going to get her level 2 flashbang. Tali we've used recently. Tali's got her Geth plasma shotgun and phalanx, and Kasumi's got her good old locust that we've been using throughout this playthrough because of her DLC mission. So that's when we unlock the locust. So yeah, we are ready. Let's do this. Touching down, boots on the ground, on the collector ship. First organics to ever do it, other than the collectors, which aren't really organic. They're kind of half and half. But got our tech specialist in Legion, and our second fire team leader, Miranda. I love that shot. This is the first checkpoint. If you die, I'm pretty sure you get sent back here. If the game crashes, which it used to do a lot during this mission, you get sent back here as well. We are going to stick with our locust. It's our best overall weapon. No one else has ammo powers. Alright guys, here we go.
We are in position. Exterior temperature slightly elevated. No obstructions detected.
Second team, are you in position?
In position. Meet you on the other side of those doors.
Oh, sounds good. Let's go ahead and fight our way there. We didn't get to use any biotics against the Oculus, but here we will be able to finally put those into play. Oh, that was a really good curve.
Miranda here. We're taking heavy fire, but we're moving forward.
Come on, y'all. You gotta at least throw people with armor or barriers at me. Now this does become a timed section once your specialist is in the vents. And if you take too long, they will die. And I don't know if it's a mission failure or a permanent death. But I honestly think it just ends in a mission failure, and you get like reset back to the checkpoint. I don't think they permanently die or whatever.
Having failure. There is an obstruction in the tunnel.
You can see Legion right there. There you go, Legion. Now we have to fight our way through waves and waves of collectors, and get to each of the 8 sections here. before Legion bites the dust. Here's the next valve. Don't want to start this quite yet. Do anything against her? Let's get a Shadow Strike in there. It's gonna do lots of damage.
I must tear you apart, Shepard. I will.
Whoa, did you see how much damage that did? Got you, Legion, I got you. Yeah, if you see, it automatically resets to full capacity on the green bar, the status bar. So it's best not to hit the valves until you've beaten all of the enemies. Because if you hit them in the middle of the firefight, the timer is going to reset again, and you'll still be fighting through a bunch of people. You know what I mean?
Going dark.
I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. There you go, Kasumi. Well done. Let's keep up with Legion here. This one's a freebie. Oh, shoot. Hopped out of cover. Ouch, that hurt. Get rid of these guys. Let's have Kasumi finish her off. Tally will be up in a second here. Yep. Here we go. Valve is up there. Another wave, another wave. Tally's drone is helping us out a lot here.
Going silent.
Our power is unmatched.
Worked really well with our teammates there. Oh, I hit the barrier. Oh man, I'm not locking on yet. Oh. So you want to get them before they get controlled.
This hurts you.
Oh, Kasumi's down. Can't use Shadow Strike. Let's just melt him. Okay. We do not want you critically shutting down, Legion. So I've done the suicide mission before without dying, but I have a feeling I am gonna die a couple times here. I'm not able to pull off a a no-death run through of this mission a lot of times, but sometimes I can, and that's obviously what I'm gonna be aiming for here. It's once the Scions start popping out, that's when I get a little nervous. Oh my god, can I vault this, please? Jeez. Oh, knocked that guy off, that was nice. Stay in cover. Shit. Shit! Dude. I had like that lag, that animation lag because I got hit by the big I was behind cover though, but I guess they still hit me. And while I was like stumbling, I was just like getting riddled with collector assault rifle bullets, man. Like I said, I could have called that from the beginning, but one death on the board. Hopefully we don't get any more. Oh jeez, I forgot these guys are gonna be back. Get rid of these guys way quicker, way faster.
The route is blocked once more, waiting for you to clear the path.
Your attacks are primitive.
Watch out! Reinforcements coming in. Stop that drone away.
Must tear you apart.
We gotta focus this guy. Come on, Legion, hang in there. Oh, they switched sides somehow. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Almost happened again. Let's pop this. Okay. Got him. Rid of these guys real quick. Yes. Alright. Let's help out Legion here. You know, I'm starting to think that that might have been an infinite, wait, can I just run through? I think, now that I remember, I think you can just run straight through. Like, at this point, you can just hit both of these, and it'll automatically end, even if you haven't killed anybody, everybody. I could be wrong. I'll have to check that. I'm actually curious about that. Yes, Kasumi, yes. Alright, here we go. Last one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just run straight through to here and do that. That was my mistake for not remembering that.
Come in! Look out! Seeker's phone! We're in position. We need this door open now. Go! We'll cover you.
Come on, Legion.
The door has malfunctioned. Pass on.
You got this, Legion. Come on.
Here they come! Fall back! Suppressing fire. Hold the door.
Look at our team, man. Look at our team.
Nice work, Legion. I knew I could count on you.
Shepard, you need to see this.
Right, so that was the first section of boots on the ground combat. Now we're gonna get a little cutscene here where we save our non-playable crew members. So that would be like Chakwas, Gabby and Ken, and Kelly. I believe you only see Chakwas and Kelly in the cutscene though, but Ken and Gabby are technically there. Then we do our second set of decisions, similar to when we were still in the Normandy and making all those decisions.
Looks like one of the missing colonists.
I'm not sure who that is. I think it's just a random crew member. But, yeah, poor, she was like moments away from getting saved. You know, I don't think that's a Normandy crew member. I think that's just a random colonist.
Get them out of there.
Put him in a blender. Here's Kelly. And then Chakwas should be last. Come on! Yes, Chakwas.
Dr. Chakwas, are you okay?
Shepard, you came for us.
No one gets left behind.
Thank God you got here in time.
Poor Chakwas. She doesn't deserve this.
I don't even want to think about it.
The colonists were
Kelly gets messed up in the head because of this experience. Like in Mass Effect 3, you learn that she just never fully recovered mentally.
Liquid and pumped it through these tubes.
Because this was her first mission, I believe. I don't think she was on anything as intense as this, obviously. But Chakwas is a bit, you know, a bit more seasoned, a bit more experienced, so she's fine, given some time.
Whatever the collectors are doing, it ends here.
We've done well so far. Let's hope we can finish the job.
Joker, can you get a fix on our position?
All together now.
Commander. All those tubes lead into the main control room right above you. The route is blocked by a security door, but there's another chamber that runs parallel to the one you're in.
I cannot recommend that. Thermal emissions suggest the chamber is overrun with seeker swarms. Morden's countermeasure cannot protect you against so many at once.
What about biotics? Could we create a biotic field to keep them from getting near us?
Yes, I think it may be possible. I wouldn't be able to protect everyone, but we might be able to get a small team through if they stayed close.
I could do it too. In theory, any biotic could handle it. Shepard, who do you want to maintain the field?
Now, this one is very tricky because all of these crew members have been known to be biotic users, and may have likely used several of them throughout your playthrough. But really, there are only 2 characters here that can successfully navigate through the Seeker Swarm with the biotic field, and that, of course, like if I told you out of these 5, only 2 of them can do it successfully, I think if you've played through the game up until this point, it would be obvious that it's either Jack or Samara. Jack, she's regarded as one of the most dangerous criminals in the galaxy. Her capacity for violence is matched only by her iron will and obsessive resolve to destroy her enemies. She was subjected to experimental drugs and illegal medical procedures as a child to enhance her already prodigious biotic talents. It is no question that Jack is the strongest biotic human in the entire galaxy. Absolutely no question. She can definitely do the job here, and we've come to, really love Jack over the course of this playthrough. She really let down her walls for the first time with our FemShep here, so we really like Jack. But I, of course, if you've heard me talk about Samara, you know how much I revere her coolness, and Samara is going to be the choice for me. One of the honored and feared Asari Justicars. Asari are by default the strongest biotics in the galaxy, compared to any other species. They're all biotics, basically. Her incredible biotic powers have been honed into a devastating weapon by a fanatical adherence to a strict code of justice and the immense wisdom that comes with centuries of experience. Man, I don't even need to say anymore. Samara is quite literally the most powerful individual on the entire Normandy crew, in my opinion. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think she could take anybody on in a one-on-one fight on the Normandy, and that includes Shepard. And I don't even think it would be close, if I'm being honest, but I could be stretching it a little bit there, but I think she can take anyone on in one-on-one. And solely because, one, she has centuries of experience. She has been fighting as a Justicar longer than we've been alive, longer than Shepard has been alive. And she's already a natural biotic because she's an Asari, and on top of that, she is an elite biotic by Asari standards. She is a Justicar, an Asari Jedi. So it's obvious I'm going to go with Samara here.
Samara and I will take a small team through the Seeker Swarms. The rest of you provide a diversion by going through the main passage. We'll open the security doors from the other side and meet you there.
Who should lead the diversion team?
This is the exact same decision as the first fire team leader. Again, Zaid, I believe, Miranda, and Garrus are the ones I remember that you can pick. We picked Miranda first time. Let's give her a break, and let's give Garrus a go.
I'll keep the defenders busy. You slip around.
Obviously, our best friend, super capable, and he'll get the job done.
Commander, we have enough systems back online to do a pickup, but we need to land back from your position.
We can't afford to go back, Shepard. Not now.
You'll never make it without help. I'll send someone with you.
This one is tricky. A lot of people... This is the decision I hate the most, because it's the most non-clear-cut choice. And, if you don't know the truth behind this decision, it's tricky. They haven't given you much content. It's just, so pick anybody to escort people back. And typically you're like, well, what if I don't pick someone strong enough? Because obviously, like I've mentioned myself, there's a clear ranking of strong squad members to weaker squad members, and because of that, you might people I've seen tend to pick like Grunt, Zaid. If they didn't pick Garrus as the fire team leader, Garrus would be here as well. But here's the thing. Like I mentioned, the final calculation on who lives or dies at the end of the suicide mission after you beat the boss, it's based off of whoever's left. And each squad member is assigned a point value. And what it does, again, it takes the average point value from your remaining squad members. And if it doesn't meet a set, concrete point value threshold, then it'll start chopping people off, killing people off permanently. And the stronger the squad mate, lore-wise, the higher the point value that they are worth. So Grunt, Zaid, and Garrus, I believe, have the highest point value of any squad members. I think they're worth a 3. It's like a 3 or 4 value. And then on the lower end, you have your likes of Tally, Morden, Kasumi. I believe they're all level 1 or like whatever the lowest point value is. In the middle, you have your characters like Thane, Samara, Jack, you know, people like that. It typically goes off of not lore, I'd say, more off of class and, you know, number value. Like Garrus, Grunt, and Zaid, I believe, have the highest health pool. So because they're technically like tankier, you know what I mean? So anyway, with all of that said, people tend to pick the bigger characters, but it is a huge mistake to do that. Huge mistake, because the hidden secret, well, I guess you could call it a secret. Hidden secret behind this decision is literally anyone can do this successfully, as long as they are loyal. If you send a non-loyal crew member back, I believe they die as well as some of the people they're trying to protect. But again, as long as they are a loyal squad member, meaning you did their loyalty mission, you can pick anybody. So, considering that point value calculation at the end of this mission, it makes sense to take a low point value crew member. So I always pick either Tally or Morden here. Now, we already used Tally in the previous section. You know, we chose her as one of the squad mates to fight by our side during the tech section. So I'm going to pick Morden, because again, we're trying to get everybody involved here at least once. You know, we did Grunt and Zaid helped us fight the Oculus. Kasumi and Tally were by our side through the tech section, while Legion hacked through the ventilation shaft, and Miranda led the fire team. And we have just chosen Garrus as our second fire team leader, and Samara as our biotic specialist. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Morden as our escort. And whoever you send back here to protect the crew as their escort, again, as long as they are loyal, they are, not only is it confirmed that they will do it successfully, they are confirmed to survive the suicide mission, because they just stay on the ship with Joker for the rest of the mission. And Morden, like, if I had to pick, like, rank characters who I would want to survive into Mass Effect 3, Tally and Morden would be at the top, because they play key parts in the 2 acts in Mass Effect 3 that center around the Krogan genophage as well as the Quarian Geth conflict. Obviously Morden with the genophage and Tally with the Quarian Geth conflict. So Morden is just an obvious choice for this, for all those reasons. So let's go ahead and confirm that we will see Morden in Mass Effect 3 for that iconic moment when he cures the genophage.
Joker, need location of landing zone. We'll meet you there.
We've all got our assignments. Let's move out.
And again, if Morden doesn't survive this mission, he's replaced by Paddock Wicks or Captain Kirahi, and it just does not hit the same. It just does not. So here you see his dossier instead of himself, because we've sent him back. We can no longer pick him for the rest of the mission for anything, but it is confirmed that he will survive, especially because he is loyal. So again, Garrus is leading our fire team. Samara is our biotic specialist. Similarly to the previous section where we had to pick a tech specialist, and then I picked tech-oriented squad mates to fight, we have picked our biotic specialist, and I'm going to pick biotic-centered squad mates during our fight here. Again, Miranda, Zaid is not biotic, nor is Legion, nor Tally. Miranda is biotic. We could take her, but we have already picked her as our second fire team leader, and I will also be picking her again at a later point. Grunt is not biotic. Jacob is biotic. We could take him, but I am also picking him later on in the mission. And Kasumi has already been picked, and she's not a biotic oriented squad mate. So that leaves Thane, our biotic assassin here, as well as Jack, you know, another good choice for the specialist, but we did not pick her. Whoever I don't pick for the specialist between Jack and Samara, I always take with me. So we got a biotic crew here with Samara, Thane, and Jack to help us through this biotic section. And then we got Garrus leading the rest of the crew, while Morden is safe and sound with Chakwas, Ken and Gabby, and Kelly, and the rest of the Cerberus crew back on the Normandy. Doing really well, guys. Can't max out, so I really don't want to do. Well, we have no other choice, so let's just go ahead and give her that level 2 warp ammo. Make sure she has that equipped as much as possible, as well as the shredder ammo for Thane. And we have not leveled up yet, so we can't increase our incendiary. That's all right. Nope, we already did that. Yep, I like that setup, and that is also a really good setup. Okay, so this one is pretty tricky. I think it's more difficult than the previous section. Although we are not timed at all, we are confined to this bubble. If you step out, it is not an instant death, but your health will continuously get depleted. And we obviously... Wait, hold on. Just realized... Okay, no, he's already on a sniper. Let's leave Jack on the Phalanx, because she is confined to this bubble as well, so we want her to be able to damage enemies as well. But what you'll see here, Samara is not tied to us. As you can see, if we stop moving, she keeps moving. It's up to us to stay with her. What she does is she walks to certain points, and she will stop at those points. We'll kill some collectors, and then we'll tell her to keep moving. Like here.
Let's go, Commander.
So we'll follow her. She's gonna move up to kind of a section over here. We're gonna fight some collectors.
They've seen us.
Just some love taps there.
On my way.
Let's take cover here. Oops, just ducked under that.
Tell me when you're ready to move.
Can't use Shadow Strike here to melt that. All we have is Thane's Warp against Harbinger. But man, did you see that? What a hit, son. Jack already got shredded. With our pool field there, you see we hit multiple targets with that. I think Harbinger's back, though. Yep, got a hold of this one. Alright, he just used Warp, so he's going to be on cooldown for a bit. Alright, let's see if it's back yet. Nope, I'm going to reload. Oh, Thane finished him off. Well done, Thane. Alright, Samara, we are ready. Let's keep it moving. As you can see, like, these Seeker Swarms are just after us. You know, I think they explained that the modifications that Morden did, they're not going to fall for that a second time, or it's not worth the risk. So that's why we're going with this tactic of using one of our strong biotic squad mates. Oh wait, hold on, we got husks here, that's right. Little husk section. But both me and Jack have Shockwave here, so these guys should not be a problem for us. Is she on warp ammo? Yeah, she's on warp ammo.
Hostile fire.
Okay, here we go.
Taking cover. Let me
I'm
know
going
when you're
to
ready
take
to
cover
move.
here.
We are the harbinger of your destiny.
Let's just stick with our phalanx here.
Do not resist.
Shields have failed.
I'm going to switch back to the locust here. Just used warp. Alright, I'm going to play it safe. Let's just pop our shields here. I wonder why that pops me out of cover. Maybe because I hit X to confirm, but it also treats that as me hitting X to hop out of cover. I don't know. That's a little bit annoying, but... Well, it did get us killed that one time earlier, so... I actually do not like that.
Preserve Shepard's body if possible.
You will not be turning me into a husk. Nice one, Thane.
All clear. Let me know when you're ready to move up, Commander.
Alright, Samara. Hang in there, girl. You can see all the little impacts on her shield. I think there's one more section here, and we'll make it through. Garrus seems to be doing well with the others. This is a pretty... Because we're biotic too. So this is a pretty legit biotic crew here.
Could be a real firefight. I'll hold this position until you're ready to move
Got
out.
some husks ambushing us. Oh, a Scion! Shit! Forgot. This is not a good setup, because you want to stay in cover when fighting a Scion, but the husks just come right up to you, pushing you out of cover. Shit. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna bring her up right away here. I need her biotics to help us. Sorry, Samara. Come on, guys, Look at all of them. Scion's barely been touched here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. No, keep it on. To do warp. Oh, nice one. Jack just hit that husk there. I don't know if you saw that. Almost got him, come on. Nice one, thing.
Let me know when you're ready to move.
Does he have his ammo power on? I think I might have. No, he still got it. Nice.
Moving up, Commander.
I think this is the end. The most we're going to be fighting here, I think, is just random husks, but we're going to go down this ramp ahead of us.
Perfect.
We've been spotted.
I
I'm gonna stay as far ahead as possible because I want the cutscene to trigger.
will hold on as long as I can.
You got this, Samara. Do it for Rila. Do it for Falair.
I can see the entrance. Need to get there soon.
Jeez, Thane shot that in midair. Look at her pushing through. Atta girl. Alright. We did it.
Hold on. We're almost there.
You must move quickly, Shepard.
All right, let's move. Keep it up.
Hurry, Shepard.
Well done, Samara. Well done. We will see you in Mass Effect 3. She's not confirmed to live. I don't say that, you know, because she's confirmed to live now. But I don't plan on losing her, so.
I copy. What's your position?
We're pinned down at the door, taking heavy fire.
We're coming. Just hold on. Get this door open. Come on.
They do a little psych out here, which I freaking hated. Yeah, see, Garrus gets hit here. Your fire team leader gets shot, but they're all right. That if they weren't loyal, they would stay dead. But since they're loyal, or if they were anybody that wasn't fit for the job, they would stay dead there.
Chakwas and the rest of the crew just showed up.
Morton's crew just arrived, Shepard. No casualties.
Excellent.
There you
Now
go.
let's make it count. Edie, what's our next step?
There should be some nearby platforms that will take you to the main control console. From there, you can overload the system and destroy the base.
Commander, you got a problem. Hostiles massing just outside the door. Won't be long till I bust through.
Okay, so here is where this is the final part. You there's no decisions like the biotic or tech specialist or fire team leader. It's you pick 2 squad mates to go with you for the final fight, and whoever is left guards the door. And again, like I mentioned, whoever is left holding the door is who counts towards that point value calculation that determines who dies, if anybody. And the 2 squad mates you take with you to fight the final boss do not count towards the final calculation. And it just sucks because Garrus is a very popular character. A lot of people obviously like taking him whenever they can, but he is one of the high point value characters. So if you pick him, you lose his point value and your average goes down, therefore putting more people in danger. I'll go ahead and show you who I'm going to pick here. But let's get this speech out of the way here.
Rear guard could defend this position and keep the collectors from overwhelming us.
Pick a team to go with you, Shepard. Everyone else can bunker down here and cover your back.
Okay. So I've kind of jumped through a few different setups with this, but not only do you want to take characters you like with you when fighting the final boss, you may also want to take characters that make sense story-wise to fight the final boss, as well as you have to take in that point value calculation as well. So obviously I'd love to take Garrus, maybe even Grunt, but they're too valuable point value-wise to take with us to the final boss, so we won't be taking them. I tend to take lower point value squad mates. So for me, because obviously above all else, you want everybody to survive. The story-wise choice, and like who you like choice should be secondary to the game mechanic of who survives. So out of the lower point value squad mates, I tend to take a combination of Tali, Miranda, or Jacob. Jacob because he's been with us from the beginning in Mass Effect 2, and story-wise he makes sense. And I'm going to take Miranda as well. Mainly because, again, point value-wise, they are low point value squad mates. I think Jacob might actually be like second from the bottom. He might not be bottom tier, but based off of who all is left, my point value is still just above. I honestly think both Miranda and Jacob are second from the bottom tier. I think Kasumi, Jack, and Tali are the bottom tier. Morden would be there as well, but we sent him back. And then Miranda, Jacob, Thane, and Jack are down there as well, kind of like right above Tali and the rest of the bottom tier ones. But again, I could be a little bit fuzzy, but either way, Miranda and Jacob are lower tier. And the fact that we have a DLC character in Zaid who is also really high level, that helps push our average point value above the threshold, considering who all is left. And we have Grunt and Garrus both left, and their point values will be put towards our average there. So Miranda and Jacob works for me point value wise and story wise. Again, Miranda has been with us since the beginning of Mass Effect 2. She's been our second in command, and she's a human. Jacob is also a human, and I like the human aspect to it because we are fighting the greatest threat to humanity we've ever seen, and I like having a team of 3 humans deal the final blow. You know what I mean? Jacob and Miranda also have a moment where they help us defy the Elusive Man as well, their former boss, and it kind of severs their allegiance from Cerberus. The 2 most loyal squad members to Cerberus, it's kind of symbolic to me. So it's a story-based decision. It's symbolic to me that they defy the leader of Cerberus and kind of sets them on that new path that we see them take in Mass Effect 3. So, Miranda and Jacob, let's go. I'm actually going to not take a break, but I will be right back because a lot of times when I do these early streams, I get like super hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and get a quick snack. I'm not going to eat it off screen. I'm just going to bring it here. So I will be right back, guys, and we will continue with the suicide mission shortly. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I just don't want to pass out on screen again. I say again, it's never happened before. I came really close in one of my previous streams. I don't even know if you guys noticed it, but it was because I was just so hungry. But I got my snack, let's go.
I'm ready, Commander.
So am I.
Anything to say before we do this?
Like this, I also like taking Miranda and Jacob because this game, they were the 2 original squad members. So it's only fitting that we finish this game off with the 2 OG squad members in Mass Effect 2.
The Collectors, the Reapers, they aren't a threat to us. They're a threat to everything, everyone. Those are the lives we're fighting for. That's the scale. It's been a long journey, and no one's coming out without scars. But it all comes down to this moment. We win or lose it all in the next few minutes. Make me proud. Make yourselves proud.
Well said. Let's go finish this.
So that decision of who you take, that's the last decision you make that can affect who lives or dies. So the fate of our crew members are already calculated here. This section here is the final, like, the final normal fight in the game. Like, you know, fighting enemies with cover and stuff. Because the final boss, it has cover and stuff, but it's a final unique boss. So because of that, this section here, they throw everything at you. Just waves of different collectors. As well as, you know, Harbinger's gonna come and there's gonna be a bunch of Scions as well. But we got the OG Cerberus crew here in the very beginning of this playthrough. And we are doing work, but you just gotta keep moving forward here. Because these guys are gonna keep flying in.
Shepard's body if possible.
You know, sometimes people say it's better to go for the normal guys first, so that it confirms that you'll only fight one Harbinger during that section. And that's a shout as well, for sure. I just tend to go after him first typically, but I'll go ahead and just start going after the smaller people first. Is there a Scion? Okay, no Scions yet. Oh, they got barriers. Whoops. I didn't see that. See, they didn't even get affected by that. Oh, jeez. Oh, missed. Nice one, Jacob. Finish that guy off. Oh, good combo there, Miranda. There should be just him left.
I know you feel this.
Nice. Okay. Here we got the Scions. This is the last wave here. I'm gonna stand further back. I don't know why I moved forward. I don't know. I was feeling confident until they got closer. And I was like, you know what? Let's stand back. The husks will also take longer to get to us as well. Depending on who they're shooting. Yeah, let's all shoot the same one here. Let's focus down.
Barriers up.
And I need you to keep popping off of those warps. Jacob is gonna die soon. One down. This is the last Scion we will fight in all of Mass Effect 2. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Don't like the sound of that. Got him. barely used our Claymore. Well, I say barely. We haven't even used the Claymore yet. Just because, you know, we've had to fight at a distance here.
This is it. All the tubes lead to this spot. Edie, what can you tell us? What are they doing?
The tubes are feeding into some kind of superstructure. It is emitting both organic and non-organic energy signatures. Given these readings, it must be massive. Shepard, if my calculations are correct, the superstructure is a Reaper.
Not just any Reaper. A human Reaper.
Precisely. It appears the collectors have processed tens of thousands of humans. Significantly more will be required to complete the Reaper.
So, to my understanding, the Reapers have looked the same throughout galactic history, ever since they were created. You know, you learned that through the Leviathan DLC. And, you know, you meet the Leviathan and they look like organic versions of Reapers. So it's, and you learn that they're the ones who created them. So that's why they look the way they look. But here we see them creating a new form of Reaper that looks closer to what humans look like. So to my understanding, again, I could be wrong, this part was always kind of fuzzy for me. What they've been doing, what they've been having the collectors do is collect enough humans to create a new template for an improved Reaper. So it's safe to assume that if they finished this Reaper, it would be the strongest Reaper in all of galactic history, basically, because they're improving it. And I think they're doing that because they've never been thwarted, ever, by any organic until Mass Effect 1, where they met a human named Commander Shepard that stopped them. And they took that, you know, they're not subjective, they're not biased. They recognize that, and I think they respected that, to the point that they were like, they saw the value in the human species represented through our Vanguard here of humanity. So they, through the course of Mass Effect 2, they've been trying to create a new version, a new and improved version of themselves based off of humans instead of Leviathans. That's my understanding. Again, I could be wrong. But let's go ahead and let's listen to these.
Gain by turning humans into this Reaper shell.
They may be facilitating the Reaper equivalent of reproduction, or it may serve another purpose. I do not have the data to speculate further. However, it is clear that the collectors are merely pawns. The technology and ability needed.
Yeah, literally the collectors, their only job was to gather humans. That's it. It is likely that different species construct each Reaper.
The collectors are just Protheans. Why would they help the Reapers?
The Reapers subdued the Protheans long ago.
That's another one of those dumb questions that they add in. Like, Shepard would know that based off the previous conversations and things you've played through.
Changed them, turned them into workers, tools for the Reapers.
They're building it to look like a human. Why?
It appears that a Reaper's shape is based upon the species used to create it.
Reapers are machines. Why do they need humans at all?
Incorrect. Reapers are sapient constructs, a hybrid of organic and inorganic
Neither
material.
organic or synthetic.
Unclear, but it seems probable that the Reapers absorb the essence of a species, utilizing it in their reproduction process.
How many more humans do you think they'd try to take?
Millions. Perhaps more. Impossible to know for certain. This Reaper appears to be in a very early stage of development. An embryo in human terms.
So it's not alive yet. We can still stop it from being created?
The process can be stopped, but it is unclear exactly how much it has developed. I cannot, for example, tell you if it has awareness.
How many more humans do you think they'd try to take?
I did that already.
Appears to be in a very early stage of development.
This thing is an abomination. Edie, how do we destroy it?
The large tubes injecting the fluid are a weak structural link. Destroying them should cause the supports to collapse, and the Reaper to fall.
Give us a minute, Edie. Gotta take care of some old friends first.
Enemies incoming! Trouble ahead!
Barriers up!
Too soon.
Is necessary. 1 and 100 will replace it. Nothing stands against us. You cannot resist.
Shoot the injection tube!
I'm not sure if you can, like, cheekily get 3 there, but I went for it.
Now let's finish you off!
How did Jacob die there? Oh, at a barrier. Oh, dude, my team's getting wrecked.
My shields are down.
I'm out of ammo, dude. I'm out of ammo for this freaking fight.
Can't reach the target.
Oh. Okay. I thought I would have been able to get them both there. Well, I'm completely out of ammo, guys.
Intervention is necessary. You are the harbinger of your destiny.
Barriers up.
I know you feel this.
There's got to be ammo somewhere. I'm trying to look around.
This hurts you.
I don't see any glistening stuff.
This hurts you. My attacks will tear you
War of attrition here. Really wish I had the locusts right about now.
Found that one!
And we both missed.
You cannot sustain your attack.
What? There we go. God.
My attacks will tear you apart. The forces of the universe bend to me.
Okay.
Shoot the injection tube!
Man. Okay. Well, wish I had more ammo. Because I don't believe the cane kills it in one shot. You need to damage it a little bit, I feel.
Shepard to ground team. Status report.
It's safe. We are holding, but they keep coming. A quick exit is preferable.
Garrus got nailed
Head
there.
to
I don't
the
know if you saw that.
Normandy. Joker, prep the engines. I'm about to overload this place and blow it sky high.
Roger that, Commander. Commander, I've got an incoming signal from the elusive man. He's patching it through.
Shepard, you've done the impossible.
I was part of a team. Some of them gave their lives for this mission.
I know. Their sacrifice will not be forgotten. You did what you had to do, and you acquired the collector base. I'm looking at the schematics EDI uploaded. A timed radiation pulse would kill the remaining collectors, but leave the machinery and technology intact. This is our chance, Shepard. They were building a Reaper. That knowledge, that framework could save us.
They liquefied people. Turn them into something horrible. We have to destroy the base.
Don't be short-sighted. Our best chance against the Reapers is to turn their own resources against them.
The
I'm
thing
not
is,
so sure. Seeing it firsthand, using anything from this base seems like a betrayal.
If we ignore this opportunity, that would be a betrayal.
see, one, we have like
They were working
all
directly with the
we have
collectors.
4
Who
humans
knows
here
what
deciding like
information
what
is
to do
buried
with this
there.
thing that
This
has
base
been
is a gift.
just
We can't
killing
just destroy
humans,
it.
so it makes sense, right? But Yeah, the thing is, war asset wise, for Mass Effect 3, I'm pretty sure it's more valuable war asset wise to listen to the Elusive Man here and just do the pulse. Don't destroy it completely, because you do end up being able to use those resources towards your war assets. But it's not that big of a deal. You still get war assets for, you know, lots of other things, and you don't really need to save the collector base. So I typically, if I'm playing a Paragon playthrough, I always destroy it.
No matter what kind of technology we might find, it's not worth it.
Shepard, you died fighting for what you believed. I brought you back so you could keep fighting. Some would say what we did to you was going too far, but look what you've accomplished. I didn't discard you because I knew your value. Don't be so quick to discard this facility. Think of the potential.
We'll fight and win without it. I won't let fear compromise who I am.
Miranda, do not let Shepard destroy the base.
Or what? You'll replace me next?
I gave you an order, Miranda.
I noticed. Consider this my resignation.
Shepard, think about what's at stake, about everything Cerberus has
See,
done
you
for you.
missed that moment if you didn't bring her with you here. So I always take Miranda with me.
Let's move. We got 10 minutes before the reactor overloads.
Alright,
and
here's
blows
the
this whole
final
station apart.
section of the boss. Last bit of combat in Mass Effect 2. We still have 0 ammo and everything. Jesus. I don't even know if that did anything, guys. Ouch. Literally, all we have left is the cane. So, we gotta go for it here. We gotta go for it. Oh, we didn't kill him! Shit! What do I do? Of all the things, I did not expect ammo to be the end of me. What the heck do I do? Because we can't fire it again. You need 100%. Yeah. He gets rid of panels the longer you take. There's literally no ammo anywhere. I don't know what to do. Oh, he's like really low health though. Did you see that? I don't remember killing him that much. Dude, I've actually never been more scared of this thing than I have at this moment. Maybe the first time I played through here. But I think if we can manage to kill... I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know what happened. I honestly have no idea. Maybe my teammates were finishing off, which is fitting. You know? It just goes to show, Mass Effect 2, the squad mates carry the game in every aspect. Even down to the final boss fight, they carry. They were able to finish the job for us there. So that's it, guys. That's Mass Effect 2. Really epic finish here, though. Let's let this play out. I love this ending scene with the soundtrack and everything in the background. believe if they're not loyal here, then they die. Like, I've said that so many times. If they're not loyal, they die. So it's so important to get their loyalty missions done.
Do you copy? Commander, come on, Shepard, don't leave me hanging. Do you copy?
I'm here, Joker. Did the ground team make it?
All survivors on board. We're just waiting for you.
That's it, guys. Everyone survived.
Changed nothing. Your species has the attention of those infinitely or greater. That which you know as Reapers are your salvation through destruction.
Let's go. They can die there if you didn't do good enough in the game, but I've never had that happen. You have to go out of your way to try to get them to get Shepard to die in that last jump.
Yeah, I get the gist of it, Edie. Hold on.
We literally gave everything we had. We had no ammo left of any weapon, and our squad mates picked up the slack and finished it for us. So we gave it everything we got, and we did it, guys. We literally beat the suicide mission. We only died once. I would have, oh man, I would have loved to not have died, but oh well, that's fine. You can't have it all. I'm just glad everyone survived, and they will all be present in Mass Effect 3. Oh yeah, there's like a little mini twist that I say mini twist because like the Reapers were controlling the were the leaders of the Collectors, but the Harbinger person that was talking is literally a Reaper, and I think many suspect it to be the first Reaper Harbinger. So he's like the main enemy that we converse with, kind of like Sovereign was before we blew up Sovereign. Man, it feels good. Feels good. I'm less bummed that we ran out of ammo and didn't get to finish off with a cane shot, which is still disappointing. I love finishing it off with the cane, but we had no other option. Literally no ammo left. But I'm more disappointed that I died. More disappointed that I died, but oh well.
Shepard, you're making a habit of costing me more than time and money.
Yeah, the background sun is blue or red-orange, depending on what your morality was.
Too many lives were lost at that base. I'm not sorry it's gone.
The first of many lives. The technology from that base could have secured human dominance in the galaxy against the Reapers and beyond.
Human dominance, or just Cerberus?
Our hair looked black there. Did you see that?
Cerberus is strength for every human. Cerberus is humanity. I should have known you'd choke on the hard decisions. Too idealistic from the start.
Man, while you sat in your stupid chair, we did all the hard work, so you don't get to talk that way to me. Trying to remember saying that this doesn't have any bearing on Mass Effect 3.
I know what you are and the price of dealing with you. We do things my way from now on. Harbinger is coming and he won't be alone. I'm gonna make sure we're ready when they get here. You can fall in line or step aside, but don't get in my way.
You're sure that's what you want? You're taking a hell of a risk, Shepard.
Joker, lose this channel.
Another smug smile at the end. I mean, when I played through Mass Effect 1, I didn't get to see the smug smile because she wasn't in the cutscene. It was like a glitch that happened. You can check that out on my last Mass Effect 1 episode. That was so funny. But that's it, guys. This is the last cutscene once it fades back in here. Last cutscene. There's still a gigantic hole in the ship from the Oculus thing. Definitely took a beating. Thane. All my friends. We've all become really close friends with everybody on this squad. That's Harbinger, the leader of the Reapers. What did Sovereign say? Their numbers will darken the sky of every world. But alas, we'll have to wait till Mass Effect 3 to go head to head with the Reaper army. Literally, Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 is just a warm-up for that. You know, in every conceivable way. Mass Effect 1, the entire plot surrounded on beating just one Reaper, right? Mass Effect 2 centers around not even fighting a Reaper, just killing agents of the Reapers. And the final boss fight isn't even a Reaper. It's like a Reaper embryo. You know what I mean? Mass Effect 3, not only do you fight Harbinger, you go up against the entire Reaper fleet. You know, an army that's been expanding since the beginning of the galaxy, you know, with the Leviathans and whatnot. So they are just an incredibly intimidating foe. Probably the most intimidating foe in any video game I've played for sure. Because just like, what are the odds? Like the odds are just stacked against you. You know, how can you possibly hope to beat them? But you know, through sheer determination and luck, whatever and fate, destiny, whatever you call it, Shepard manages to do that. But there's still a lot of work we still need to do, and there's still room for error as well. Even though we've done so well in Mass Effect 1 and 2, Mass Effect 3 is just a different beast with the war assets, and you know, the combat is more difficult in my opinion. It's the longest game, as I think, compared to Mass Effect 1 and 2. Longest game in the trilogy, especially with all the DLC we have. But I have been thoroughly enjoying this playthrough of the Mass Effect trilogy and the Legendary Edition. Again, I've never played Legendary before. But final thoughts. Mass Effect 2 is just a better game than Mass Effect 1, in my opinion. But I will say, I felt more in awe of Mass Effect 1 in terms of feeling like a new experience. This, to be honest, this literally just felt like any other playthrough I've done of Mass Effect 2. Not because like we did well or anything, you know, because I've done bad playthroughs before, but in the sense that it didn't feel like this was a different version of the original game. You know, there were still some bugs here and there, very small, none that were like, wow, I'm actually really disappointed in that. You know, nothing that severe, but there were some visual hiccups and things like that. And the graphics, you know, from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2, the graphics were night and day. Mass Effect 1 did not, you know, was old tech, basically. Looked very outdated. Mass Effect 2 looked better. So when you have the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect 1, you look at it and you're like, wow, this looks like a completely different game. In Mass Effect 2, there's not much room for improvement, graphics-wise, you know? And I felt that. I didn't feel like it was that different graphics-wise. And gameplay-wise, they didn't change any of the mechanics like they did in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1, you had different mechanics, different HUDs, HUD overlays, you know, for gameplay. Like, you know, the screen setup was different, and the graphics just look so much better. Those three things are huge when it comes to making it feel like a new experience. And we didn't have any of that in Mass Effect 2. Again, that's not necessarily negative, it's more of a neutral point. Because did I have a bad time playing this game? Heck no. Was the Legendary Edition, did it change anything for the worse? No, not at all. But it quite literally just felt like any other playthrough of Mass Effect 2, for me personally. Because I have played through all of the DLC as well, prior to the Legendary Edition playthrough that I'm doing now. So, I wouldn't say that's disappointing, but, you know, again, it's a neutral point. Not much to praise about it either. So, with that said, though, this playthrough was great. I liked playing on console. PC, you tend to run into a lot of bugs, despite, you know, the controls feeling a little bit more smooth and the loading times being better on PC. But, you know, we just get a nice package here with the Legendary Edition to experience this trilogy, you know, in its purest form, in its optimal form. So, again, I had a really great time playing this game. I'm trying to think if we messed up significantly in any way, but no, I think we hit everything. Everyone survived the suicide mission. We made the right choices in missions that influenced Mass Effect 3, like with Tally's loyalty mission and Morden's loyalty mission as well. Got so much Paragon. We're gonna get a nice Paragon boost once we start Mass Effect 3. So that's about as good of a playthrough as I could manage. You know what I mean? We did pretty much every mission. Again, lots of XP gained, lots of Paragon gained. Everyone survived, made all the right decisions for the story. So I'm gonna chalk that off as a 100% perfect playthrough. So yeah, I think we can skip this. Yeah. Yeah, those credits are really long, and you don't get like a cool song like at the end of Mass Effect 1. It is gonna pop us back on the Normandy here. And I think if you romanced Kelly or like started a fling up with her, she like strip teases for you in your cabin, but we did not do that, obviously. So we can either continue this game, complete unfinished missions, develop relationships, play DLC, and explore the galaxy, or import Shepard, start a new game with this character at your current level with current weapons, as well as bonus starting credits and resources. Not technically a new game plus, because it doesn't technically increase the difficulty of the enemies or the you know, the power of the enemies. It's just you just start a new game all over again. But we are going to do number 1. Doesn't really make it clear which one is which. I'm going to assume X is continue this game, because as you know, we are not done with Mass Effect 2 yet. Yes, we have beat the main story, but there is still one mission left, and that is the Arrival DLC. It was a DLC released after the main release of Mass Effect 2, and it serves story-wise as the bridge between Mass Effect 2 and 3, because it results in the DLC results in Shepard getting like not court-martialed, but like grounded, put under house arrest, you know, no longer commander of the Normandy, things like that, because you know, you just can't get a better outcome in the Arrival DLC. And Mass Effect 3 starts with, you know, the Reapers touching down and having the Alliance having to pull you out of a pseudo retirement to lead the fight against the Reapers, you know. So, and, you know, with that said, Arrival itself, you know, as a self-contained story, is also very interesting. You fight off, you know, the Reapers' first attempt at invading the galaxy. They try to go through a specific relay in Batarian space in the Terminus systems, and you thwart that plan. I mean, I'll obviously get into it more once we actually play that, but I am actually going to switch my armor back to the normal colors. But yeah, the Arrival DLC is going to be fun. It's not going to be as long of a session, I imagine, as the as previous sessions, but you know, it's still a really fun mission to play through. Pretty challenging in many ways. So I'm going to apply that. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I said most of my review of it during the credits. Again, my main point is that this really just felt like any other playthrough of Mass Effect's original version. There weren't many improvements or changes made, unlike Mass Effect 1. But any changes they did make didn't, you know, detract from the experience in any way. So overall, a very enjoyable playthrough of Mass Effect 2. This is the first time I've ever played as a FemShep Vanguard specifically. I've played as a FemShep Soldier and Infiltrator previously. Never a Vanguard though. I typically don't play as Vanguard, so I think in this game it really pushed me to grow in my biotic abilities as well. Mass Effect 1, the biotics aren't really as free-flowing in the combat, but I kind of, you could see at the very beginning of this Mass Effect 2 playthrough, I really struggled to like use my biotics more and use them effectively, but I feel like I got the hang of it at the end. Mass Effect 3's combat is the best combat in the trilogy, so I can't wait to play as a Vanguard in that game. But again, we are not at Mass Effect 3 yet. We still have one more streaming session of Mass Effect 2 where we are going to take on the Arrival DLC. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Thank you all for joining. If you've liked this playthrough and enjoyed what you've seen here, please consider following my Twitch channel and subscribing to my YouTube channel. My entire Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough is currently being uploaded to my YouTube channel as I play through it on Twitch. So you can catch my entire playthrough of Mass Effect 1 on my YouTube channel, as well as all of my Mass Effect 2 episodes up until this point on my YouTube channel. So again, subscribe to that channel if you are interested. And yeah, thank you all for joining, and I'll see you in the Arrival DLC next session. Peace.